Ravens flock. The flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the flock rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
Appreciate you, Ray. What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of the Flock Rundown. We got the Ravens versus the Chargers this week. Sunday Night Football in LA. I'm going to the game, so if you are going to the game, you're in LA, drop a comment, hit me up. We can meet up at the game. This is the preview episode. We're going to go over some matchups and just talk about some things on both teams, on both sides of the ball, see who has an edge. We'll do some score predictions and another giveaway. So if you haven't been a part of the $50 giveaways all season long and you're new to the channel, somewhere in this video I'm going to ask a random question. All you got to do is watch the video, like the video please, and then just drop a comment with your answer. Closest answer wins, and I'll send you $50. So I'll start by saying the Ravens have no business losing this game. I know we just lost Mark Andrews, obviously a huge loss. Injury report looking a little suspect. We had some scares. Zay Flowers just randomly didn't practice, but Zay's good to go. He confirmed it himself. Rashad Bateman's not even on the injury report anymore, so that little scare practice is no big deal. Marlon Humphrey was limited all week. He's questionable. We'll see. Ronnie Stanley said he is playing, so that's good to hear, and welcome back, Ronnie. Hopefully he can stay healthy and get his feet back under him, get his confidence back. Odell's the other question mark. He said he's going to be a game-time decision and said if he does play, he's going to be playing through a lot of pain. So I wouldn't be shocked if they did sit Odell, but I also wouldn't be shocked if they didn't. I mean, it's prime time, and regardless whether they're feeding him a lot of targets and he's very involved in the offense or not, he's a decoy. You know, he's going to suck some attention from the Chargers defense. Speaking of the Chargers defense, kind of the talk of the town this week, they have one of the worst defenses in the league, maybe the worst defense in the league. I mean, every statistical category besides the turnovers, every statistical category is almost the bottom of the league. So the Ravens should be able to score some points. Our offense has been scoring 30 plus every week against solid defenses, against Cleveland. You know, so if we're going against the Chargers, who have the worst defense, or at least bottom five, let's say, we should put up 30 plus. We should be able to move the ball, and as long as we're converting in the red zone and getting touchdowns, we're going to score over 30 points in this game, which is most likely a recipe for a victory. And I respect the Chargers. I like what they have on offense. I really do. And individually on defense, they got some guys, but their secondary is just not it. And then, unfortunately, they just lost Joey Bosa for the year, so that's a huge loss in the pass rush game. They still have Khalil Mack, who's a beast. He's a little bit older now, but he's still producing. And Harbaugh touched on it this week. They're good at getting fumbles and recovering them. Their turnover margin is one of the best in the league. And you know how the Ravens can be with fumbles sometimes. So I would say that that's a concern, obviously. You know, we need to make sure that we're holding on to the ball. The Chargers are going to try and punch that thing out, get some strip sacks. But as long as we're not turning the ball over a lot to them, I don't see how we're not moving up and down the field at will, basically. And if we don't beat ourselves, we're going to comfortably win this game. Now, on the Chargers offense, they obviously have Justin Herbert, really solid quarterback. Keenan Allen's by far their biggest receiving threat. And they have a good short passing game, and that's kind of where Keenan Allen, you know, he's never been a burner or anything, but he gets open. You know, he knows how to run routes. He's a route savant. And I've always had a ton of respect for Keenan Allen. Austin Eckler is another huge name on that offense. That's a force. So they got some guys. I would not be surprised Sunday night prime time at home if the Chargers offense gets going a little bit here and there. Now, we do have a really, really good defense, so obviously it's not going to be easy for them. Our defense holds teams to 15 or lower most weeks, and I think we can get after Herbert. We lead the league in sacks. We're getting 5 sacks a game, basically. We can put some pressure on him. Marlon Humphrey may return. That would be a huge boost to the secondary. So the Chargers may definitely have some moments. I'm expecting them to have some successful drives and have some moments, especially, like I said, prime time at home brings a different energy. One thing I am concerned about with the Ravens is the travel across the country. They just flew out Friday night, so obviously it's a quick turnaround for Sunday. They've been traveling a lot over the past 2 months with London and just a bunch of away games. So the travel across the country is no joke. There could be some jet lag involved. But I think that the prime time under the lights in LA kind of brings that focus in. You should always have that focus, but let's be real. You're traveling, flying everywhere. Sometimes you're just a little sluggish. Sometimes your mind's not as sharp as it usually is, and you can't always control that. But I think Sunday Night Football, the world's watching in Los Angeles, we might see a Jackson 5. And speaking of Lamar, that leads me to the giveaway question this week. How many total passing yards will Lamar Jackson have Sunday night? How many passing yards will Lamar Jackson have? You can go over, you can go under. Whoever's closest wins $50 right after the game. Best of luck. So let's get into my score prediction. I'm going Ravens win 34-24. I think the Chargers score a late touchdown, have a good fourth quarter, but the Ravens are already with a big lead. I think the Ravens are going to be able to score a lot of points. They're going to be able to run the ball consistently. We should have all our receivers there, maybe not Odell. Isaiah Likely is a guy you could toss into that receiver room right now. I know we just lost Mark. It's a huge loss, but Isaiah is a great receiver. Isaiah Likely, every time Mark Andrews has been out for the game, has stepped up. I remember last year, I think it was Thursday night, Tampa Bay, and Likely went off. Lamar needed a guy, and Likely became that guy. So I think we could see some Isaiah Likely success. I think Zay Flowers could have a good game. I think Rashad Bateman can have a good game. I don't think Odell is going to get a ton of targets. I just think that he really is banged up, and I'm not even sure if he's going to play. But if he does play, I think he could be more of a decoy role. Not saying he's not going to make a big play here and there. Might have a huge third down conversion or something, but I just don't think Odell's stats are going to be crazy. I definitely could be wrong, but I think we're going to run the ball really successfully. Gus Edwards, Keaton Mitchell. I think Isaiah Likely gets involved, Zay Flowers, and I think Lamar has a big game. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you expect in the game? What's your score prediction? And then hopefully you heard the giveaway question. Drop your answer to that. And if you're going to the game, let me know. I know it's all the way across the country. It's a crazy game to go to, but if you are going, let me know. We can meet up. That'd be sick. And as always, guys, I appreciate you tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Go Ravens, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.